Next week, we're going to start experimenting with new formats here on this channel, including pre-recorded VODs for specific topics. One of them is going to be my response to her response. So I'm going to come in. We're going to film that on Monday. Maybe we can get it out on Monday, depending. I don't know what's the turnaround, but definitely by Tuesday. And so just to fill you guys in on what I'm thinking, because we're all kind of feeling like mixing it up here. I'm thinking of switching to doing a lot of the topics in a VOD format, which means I'll pre-record them. We'll have it more like a controlled, regimented, organized, prepared. Deliver the topic to you, post it. Sometimes it could be one, it could be 2 topics a day. You know, we're gonna keep the content churning out for you guys, and then we'll do 2 live podcast episodes a week, down from 3. But on those ones, we'll focus. The emphasis will be more on having fun and like socializing with each other, telling stories, doing this, just like the episodes everybody loves, where it's just everyone's having fun, laughing, goofing. Members, you saw yesterday, we had a really fun, casual episode, stuff like that. And even like today, where it's like we're goofing with some fruits, and then we're gonna do some Reddit stories. So the focus is more on fun, levity, community,
levity,
segment,
levity.
Yep, remember?
We love levity.
Games.
Exactly. We're just having fun.
What makes levity different than fun? What, like, I don't really know.
Levity
what's
isn't
the nuance
necessarily
there?
fun. It just means light. It means like lighthearted.
Lightheartedness or lack of seriousness, it says.
Yeah.
Especially when inappropriate. That sounds like us.
Yeah, you know, zany as ever.
Okay.
We're still doing...
So I will be talking about all the same kinds of stuff. I still want to I'm not going to stop talking about Hassan and all these people that I don't like. But I'll be more controlled. This is going to be delivered into it's going to be a lot more controlled and curated, which is good. And it's not about that. We'll do politics. We'll do
current events.
All the same shit we still talk
Internet
about.
drama.
We're trying something else. I personally, I'll explain why, because some people might not understand. So going back like 5 years ago, our podcast highlights channels and everybody's were doing so fucking good. It was actually our primary source of income, because you would clip the good bits, you would upload to the highlights, and you knew that people were gonna fucking watch it there. And I even heard, I think you said it, Nate, that's how you got started watching.
Yeah, I stopped watching the podcast in 2017. Then around 2018, 2019, I kept getting videos from the highlights recommended, and I saw so many to the point where I was like, I'm basically watching a full episode.
Right.
Might as well just watch the full episode moving forward. And that's kind of what got me back into the podcast.
So the highlights channel was this really powerful, well shared, well viewed, well enjoyed format. But since then, YouTube has absolutely annihilated the highlights channel. What I think's happened, which they've more or less confirmed to me, is that they now have, they consider it duplicate content, which now doesn't get shared with the same weight. And when you look at someone like these Twitch streamers, let's say Asmongold, just as an example, because his views are so insane. If you've seen
XQC is a good example too.
Yeah, so they stream on Twitch all day, but then they take the highlights and they post it to YouTube. The difference is on YouTube, it's not considered duplicate content, it's considered original content. And so I think that's part of the reason why you see their highlights getting blasted out so hard. Whereas you see, and it's not just our highlights, like you go look at all the popular podcasts on YouTube that used to have banging highlights channels, and they're all pretty much stagnant. More or less. I mean, we're fighting for our lives there. I mean, our views get like 100,000 is like a banger.
It's very topic based.
Yeah.
But
If it's not a good topic, it flops.
It used to be like the norm that a lot of people I would run into in the day-to-day, they were casual watchers of the clips, of the highlights. Because not everybody has time to sit through the whole long 3.5 hour thing.
And our show is getting longer. It's getting more disjointed, just more casual. So when we're talking about stuff that people would be interested in, the people are not seeing it, and because a lot of people are just going to be intimidated to open a 3.5 hour podcast. and dive into that. So I do think that there's a lot of potential to reaching more people, doing it this way.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And still doing the podcast. And the reason, and what we love most about the podcast, which is kind of us just having fun, you know, amongst ourselves. So focusing on that, and then going to the VOD format. I think I'm excited to see how that goes. I think it's going to be interesting.
And it's also, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's just new and refreshing for us to kind of work on different kinds of projects. Like pre-recorded videos.
For sure.
It's nice. It's fun. It's a lot of fun to do sketches and stuff like that in the past.
For sure,
kind of leads into that.
You know, and thinking back on the highlights, like we never had to clickbait anything. Like we would upload like Thanksgiving, you laugh, you lose, whatever. And then people, that would get like 1 million views. You didn't have to clickbait it. You didn't have to be sensational. You're just like, here's a candy tier list. Those used to get a fucking million views. Yeah. Candy tier list, man. If we uploaded that now, content that I know people wanted to watch because they were watching it.
Yeah.
What would that get? Like less than 10,000 views?
Probably.
You know?
Even like 2 or 3 years ago, that shit would have popped off. Nowadays, not too much.
So I don't know. YouTube is continually doing their best to. They say they're trying to cater to podcasts, but like this alone is really fucked. And what they're doing is just encouraging people to film their podcasts
on another
platform.
Right.
Like it would behoove me to film this podcast on a different platform and then come post the highlights on YouTube. That'd be great. That's what XUC does. That's what Asmongold does. And if look at them, dude, they're going crazy.
You have 2 candy tier lists from 5 years ago and 4 years ago, which both have over 500,000 views.
Dude, yeah.
And then one that we have from almost 2 years ago has 58K views.
That's what it's like.
That's
why?
crazy. Yeah.
Why did they do that? People were happily watching.
Yeah.
It's really sad what they did.
I also feel I don't get the highlights channel pushed to me anymore.
That's it. Well, that's
for like
the problem.
For a few years, I didn't push to me.
No, that's the problem. That's why nobody sees it. They don't push it. I think the only way they'll push it is if it's like hyper specified to you, which is why super specific like drama stuff tends to do the best there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because if somebody's like watched several of these videos, they'd be like, okay, you're like super interested in this topic, so I'm going to serve you this video. But I really miss the time when we could produce fun segments without having to sensationalize or clickbait it and just upload it and knowing people were going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So doing what we can to kind of return to that, so anyway, and like Love said, just wanting to switch it up and change stuff. I think it's going to be fun. I'm personally looking forward to it. So we're going to start getting into that next week and probably doing a gradual shifting. But I have 2 videos. Oh yeah, that'd be a fun video. So I'm gonna do my response to denims, which is gonna be fun, interesting video. And I have another banger video in the works that has to do with Hassan's, in my opinion, unscrupulous and frequent sharing of nudes on his phone. Accidentally, in my opinion. So I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's funny. The document that I had got leaked. I accidentally showed the link, and I was like, "Great, you guys go look at that shit. It's fucking bad. It's really bad." And I don't see the haters really advertising it. I don't see Snark being like, "Yo, look at this shit." It's like, "E." I think they're like, "E, this is bad." And just looking at the subreddit. Just looking at the subreddit today, there's even more new stuff coming. So I'm kind of glad that happened because it's all
useful for the video.
Paint a picture that's not pretty for him.
I know it's odd.
That's something you guys can look forward to in a VOD next week. And we will not be doing that today with Peace and Love. We will be having fun from this moment forth.